everybody. My name is Jessica, and I'm a refrigeration and air conditioning apprentice in British Columbia, Canada. I work with my dad and my brother, and together we do commercial and light industrial HVAC and refrigeration. In today's video, I want to take you through the process of being an apprentice in British Columbia and my path to obtaining my certification, my qualification as a technician. And I believe the information that I'm going to give you is across Canada with a few tweaks provincially. And I believe those tweaks are to do with the number of hours that you log in order to gain your certification.
This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made.
So first off, I will say that I'm very lucky because my family is in the business already. So when I decided to become an apprentice, all I had to do was register with the ITA, which is the Industry Training Authority here in British Columbia. And it was really easy for me because Cam Cool has sponsored apprentices in the past. My brother and then another apprentice after him. So Cam Cool was already set up to be a sponsor with the ITA, so all I had to do was register as an apprentice under Cam Cool Refrigeration. I then registered for my level 1 of technical training, and unfortunately in British Columbia there seems to be a very long wait list between times where you can take your courses. So my first level was in February of 2020, just before COVID hit. And then my level 2 wasn't until March the next year, 2021. My level 3 isn't booked until November of 2022. So there's a long wait between each year. But you need that time in order to accumulate the apprentice hours that you're logging while you're working. In British Columbia, you need 7,220 hours to be eligible to write the final Red Seal exam. And the whole process is probably going to take me about 5 years. I'm 3 years into it right now. So the deal is, as a registered apprentice, I need to log my hours in the field and keep track of them so that my employer, my boss, can submit those hours to the ITA and I can get credit for them. So I'm getting lots of work experience during this time. Most of it is on the tools in the field. Technical school, each level is a few weeks at a time. It's very intense and it goes by really quickly, but my level 1 was 6 weeks. My level 2 was 7 weeks. Level 3 and 4, I believe, are 8 and 10 weeks. So you take that time out of your work time and you go to school in a full-time basis. I've heard of other apprenticeships down in the States where they'll do schooling ongoing. So they'll do 4 days a week in the field and 1 day of that week in school. And I kind of like that idea because you're constantly learning in a school environment while constantly putting that knowledge to practical use. Whereas for me, I'm taking 6 weeks out of my job to focus on school, and then I go back to work and let's be honest, you kind of forget about the school stuff, but then you get the real world stuff. So it's really important for us as apprentices when we go back to school that we read over our notes really carefully so that we're up to date and we can just jump right into school. As far as I know, there are only 2 technical schools in BC right now. There's BCIT, where my brother went, and then there's the RTI, which is the Refrigeration Training Institute in Surrey. And it's a very small, very specialized school. They only do refrigeration there, and I love it there. Each technical training level is really intense. It's really math and science heavy. I was shocked to find out that I had to use Pythagoras. You know, you always joke in high school, when are you ever going to use Pythagoras again? Yeah, in the trades. you use it.
I think I'm losing my mind, trying to stay inside the lines. It's like you're running in place.
And to give you an idea of how intense school is, this is my binder from level 1. This was 6 weeks worth. This is my binder from level 2. This is 7 weeks worth. And of course, I got my Women in HVAC Canada sticker on there. This is my textbook that I get to lug around for 6 to 7 to 8, 10 weeks. Before I started school, decided to be proactive, and I picked up the previous version of the same book, which turns out to be quite a lot different year to year. So now I have these 2 massive textbooks. Also, we have the fundamentals of gas, very important. And finally, we have the ozone awareness program for the refrigeration and air conditioning industry, which is super important because we do work with chemicals, the refrigerants. Some of them have ozone depleting properties. We're really trying to work towards getting rid of those. That's why some refrigerants, like say R22, which have been phased out, are so expensive, because there are still some units out there that still run on R22. For each one of your technical training levels, you have to obtain at least 70% to pass the course. So once I've completed all 4 levels of technical training and written all 4 ITA standardized exams and logged my 7,220 hours, I can then apply and write my Red Seal certificate, which is a qualification that can be used across Canada. There's also an option in British Columbia to challenge the exam. So if you have experience directly related to this field, maybe you've come in from a different country, you can skip the apprenticeship program, you can apply to challenge the exam. However, instead of 7,200 hours, you need to be able to prove that you've logged over 10,000 hours. That application will be assessed, and then you'll be either granted approval or be declined to challenge the exam. And I really personally believe that going through the technical training is so important, because you learn the fundamentals, you learn understanding of what's going on in the work that you do. Doing the work is one thing, but understanding what's behind everything is so important. And the history as well. It's fascinating. Refrigeration and air conditioning is... Human beings are incredible. And to think that a human being created all of this, thought this all up, wrote all of those books, put on all these courses, it's incredible to me. And I think it's super cool to be involved. Well, that's all I really had to say today about it. Pretty brief, but in summary, if you're looking to become an apprentice in British Columbia, you're going to need to find a sponsor company. So that's a company that's going to support you through your apprenticeship, vouch for you, send your hours in, and basically send you through your apprenticeship. Then you need to register with the ITA, the Industry Training Authority in British Columbia, and also register for your first level of technical training. And you're off to the races. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the HVAC Diaries. I hope you learned a little bit, and I hope this was helpful to you. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all next time.